In the 15th century, the world was a vastly different place than it is today. As the sun rose on this distant era, Europe was a tapestry of kingdoms, empires, and city-states, each vying for power, influence, and survival. At the heart of this maelstrom of power and politics lay the Byzantine Empire, a proud and ancient realm that had weathered the centuries. Its capital, Constantinople, was a jewel of civilization, a crossroads of cultures, and a beacon of learning and sophistication. The city was more than just a capital. It was the gateway between East and West, a strategic prize coveted by many. To the east, a new power was on the rise. The Ottoman Empire, young yet ambitious, was expanding its influence across Anatolia. The Ottomans, driven by a dynamic and unyielding spirit, were eager to leave their mark on the annals of history. Their gaze was firmly set on Constantinople, not just for its strategic location, but also for the symbolic prestige it would confer. It was the perfect stage for a clash of civilizations, a struggle that would shape the destiny of both empires. The Byzantine and Ottoman empires were not just geographical neighbors. They were ideological adversaries, caught in a struggle between the old and the new, the established and the rising, the Christian East and the Muslim West. This was an era of knights and sultans, of castles and mosques, of cross and crescent. The stakes were high, the tensions palpable. And it was in this complex tapestry of political intrigue and cultural clash that a new player entered the stage. A young prince, barely in his 20s, ascended to the Ottoman throne. His name was Mehmed, a name that would soon echo through the halls of history, but the world would come to know him by another name, Al-Fatih, the Conqueror. It was in this era of conflict and change that a young prince named Mehmed, later known as Al-Fatih, ascended to the Ottoman throne. This was the dawn of an era that would forever change the face of the world. And Al-Fatih, with his youthful vigor and relentless ambition, was ready to steer the course of this history. Mehmed too, or Al-Fatih as he is more commonly known, was not just any ordinary ruler. Born into the grandeur of the Ottoman dynasty in the early 15th century, Al-Fatih was destined for greatness. He was a prince groomed for power, tutored by the finest scholars of the era, and trained in the art of warfare from a tender age. His ascension to the throne at the age of 12 was a turning point for the Ottoman Empire. Though young, his reign was marked by a firm resolve and an unyielding spirit. However, the road to greatness was not a smooth one. His early reign was fraught with challenges, from internal rebellions to threats from neighbouring kingdoms. Yet Al-Fatih remained undeterred. His eyes were set on a grander goal, a dream that was seemingly impossible, the conquest of Constantinople. Constantinople, a city famed for its invincible walls and strategic location, was the crown jewel of the Byzantine Empire. More than just a city, it was a symbol of power and prestige. Al-Fatih's ambition to conquer it was not merely for territorial gain. It was a vision of a united empire, a beacon of Islamic power and prosperity. This aspiration was seen as audacious by many. After all, the city had withstood numerous sieges over centuries. But Al-Fatih was not a man to be easily dissuaded. His determination was as solid as the walls of Constantinople. He prepared for the conquest meticulously, strengthening his army, acquiring state-of-the-art artillery, and formulating a strategic plan of attack. He knew that the road ahead was filled with trials and tribulations, but he was willing to pay the price. His dream was not a mere figment of his imagination. It was a goal he was willing to dedicate his life to. He was ready to face any hurdle, bear any burden, and overcome any obstacle that stood in his path. Al-Fatih's dream was not just a dream, but a vision that he was willing to turn into reality, no matter the cost. In the spring of 1453, Al-Fatih's army laid siege to the city of Constantinople. As the warm winds of spring swept across the city, Al-Fatih and his formidable army descended upon the storied walls of Constantinople. The city, once the jewel of the Byzantine Empire, was now the final hurdle in Al-Fatih's vision of an Ottoman Empire. The siege was not a simple task. Constantinople was famed for its impenetrable fortifications and strategic position between the Golden Horn and the Sea of Marmara. Its walls had withstood countless sieges over the centuries, but Al-Fatih was no ordinary adversary. He was a man of strategy and determination, and he had a plan. Al-Fatih recognized the strength of the city's defenses and decided to attack from both land and sea. His army, estimated at over 80,000, surrounded the city, while his fleet blocked off the harbours. The city was under a complete blockade, cut off from the rest of the world. The siege lasted for 53 grueling days. The defenders of Constantinople, led by Emperor Constantine I, put up a valiant fight, but the odds were against them. They were outnumbered and outgunned. Al-Fatih's army was equipped with some of the most advanced weaponry of the time, including a colossal cannon capable of hurling stones weighing over 600 kilograms. Despite the odds, the city held on, fueled by the hope of a miracle. But as the days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. The walls, once thought invincible, began to crumble under the relentless bombardment. Finally, in the early hours of May 29th, the unthinkable happened. The walls of Constantinople fell. Al-Fatih's troops poured into the city, marking an end to the Byzantine Empire and the dawn of a new era. Al-Fatih's victory was not just a military triumph, but a psychological one as well. His strategy, determination, and innovative use of technology had brought down the seemingly invincible city. It was a testament to his leadership and the might of the Ottoman Empire. But Al-Fatih was not a conqueror driven by a lust for power alone. He was a visionary who saw the potential of Constantinople. Following the conquest, he declared the city as the new capital of his empire, renaming it Istanbul. He transformed it into a thriving hub of culture, trade, and learning, preserving its rich history while shaping its future. On May 29, 1453, Al-Fatih entered the city of Constantinople, forever changing the course of history. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. It was a pivotal moment in world history, a testament to the power of vision, strategy, and determination. Al-Fatih's conquest of Constantinople is a story of triumph against the odds, a story of a leader who dared to dream and had the courage to make it a reality. Al-Fatih's conquest of Constantinople was not just a military victory, but a turning point in world history. Indeed, the repercussions of this monumental event rippled far and wide, echoing through the annals of time. Al-Fatih's triumph over Constantinople marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, an entity of immense historical significance, and paved the way for the ascendance of the Ottoman Empire. The city, once known as Constantinople, was renamed Istanbul under Al-Fatih's reign. He didn't just conquer the city, he transformed it. Istanbul became the heart of the Ottoman Empire, a vibrant metropolis teeming with culture, commerce, and a unique fusion of East and West. This was no accidental result, but a deliberate outcome of Al-Fatih's visionary leadership. Under his stewardship, Istanbul flourished. He encouraged arts and education, turning the city into a beacon of intellectual enlightenment. The Grand Bazaar, one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, was established under his rule, along with numerous mosques, schools, and public baths. Al-Fatih was more than a conqueror. He was a statesman, a patron of the arts, and a legendary figure who left an indelible mark on the world. His rule was characterized by a balance of military might and cultural sophistication, a combination that led to the golden age of the Ottoman Empire. His legacy lives on in Istanbul's skyline, dotted with minarets and domes, a testament to the city's rich history and Al-Fatih's transformative vision. His influence extends beyond the physical landmarks, permeating the very fabric of the city's identity. Al-Fatih's name is synonymous with courage, vision, and an unwavering spirit. His conquest of Constantinople wasn't just a military victory, it was a historical milestone that changed the course of history. His reign left a lasting legacy that continues to resonate. Al-Fatih's name lives on today, a testament to his vision, his courage, and his indomitable spirit.